What's up, awesome people? Welcome back to another episode of The Insight Hour. If you're new here, I'm Digi, your host to all the things. As always, there's a few things that caught my eye over the week I wanted to talk about, so buckle up, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single thing in the world going on around you. Alice, tell the nice people what's up first.
New York Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, has received backlash after her endorsement of President Joe Biden's re-election bid. Her endorsement came during an episode of the Pod Save the World podcast, where she was asked if she would support Biden over other potential Democratic candidates like Marianne Williamson and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. In response, AOC stated that she would support Biden, acknowledging both his achievements and areas where she felt he could have done better.
Now let's do one of those thought games for a second, shall we? Now, imagine for a second you're a college student, right? You're up to your eyeballs in student loan debt, you're living off ramen noodles, and your only hope is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the shining beacon of the progressive movement, will swoop in and save the day. But then plot twist, AOC endorses Joe Biden for re-election. Yes, the very one and the same Joe Biden who played a significant role in making it impossible to discharge student debt via bankruptcy. It's like expecting a superhero to save the day, only to find out they've joined forces with a villain. I mean, imagine Batman teaming up with the Joker, or Zuckerberg teaming up with Musk. No, wait, that's bad guy on bad guy, my bad. So, AOC's endorsement has caused quite the stir amongst left progressives. And why wouldn't it? She might as well be telling her supporters, hey, I know you're drowning, so I got you this nice heavy anchor to keep you company. Life vest? The fuck is a life vest? Now, Brianna Joy Gray, a former senior advisor to Bernie Sanders, summed it up perfectly when she said endorsing Biden is now a betrayal of progressive interests. It's like a vegan endorsing a steakhouse, or a pacifist promoting a boxing match. It's just not what you'd expect to see. In the end, AOC's endorsement of Biden feels like a slap in the face to all the students struggling with debt. Y'all promised a lifeboat, only to be handing out leaky inflatable ducks. We need leaders who will fight for us, who'll challenge the status quo, not those who will endorse it. It's a stark reminder we need to continue to push for change, to fight for a future where education doesn't come with a lifetime of debt. And until that happens, we'll be here calling out the absurdity one episode at a time. Alice, what's next on the docket?
The Informed Consumers Act, a law aimed at curbing organized retail theft and the sale of counterfeit and harmful products on online platforms, has come into effect. The law requires online marketplaces like Amazon and eBay to verify and disclose information about high-volume third-party sellers on their platforms. The goal is to deter the sale of stolen or harmful goods. Violations can result in fines exceeding $50,000.
Okay, so let's talk about the Informed Consumers Act. Now, I know that sounds like the most boring thing you could possibly talk about, and you're not wrong, but stick with me because it's pretty important. So, the Inform Act, which stands for Integrity, Notification, and Fairness in Online Retail Marketplaces, applies to sellers who had 200 or more separate sales or transactions and 5,000 or more in gross revenue in any continuous 12-month period during the past 24 months. If you guys had any idea how many takes that took me, FML. The disclosure requirements are stricter for sellers with annual gross revenues of 20,000 or more on a particular marketplace. And why is this happening, you may ask? Well, it turns out that during the COVID pandemic, when we were all at home obsessing over K-dramas and anime girls, organized retail theft was booming. Retailers are blaming theft for low profits, which is a pretty funny joke considering record profits were being made over COVID. It's like blaming your dog for eating your homework, but in this case, the dog is a highly organized crime group, and your homework is roughly $360 million worth of PlayStation 5s from GameStop, among other things. And it's not just GameStop. Target, a store that's basically a giant red bullseye for thieves, has also been hit. So much, in fact, that they had to resort to locking up merchandise to prevent theft. And not just the expensive stuff. No. They went for all the stuff. Imagine going to Target and needing a store associate to unlock toothpaste for you. You may want to start stocking up now, because at this rate, toothpaste may just be the new Bitcoin. But here's the kicker. While stolen counterfeit goods make up a small fraction of online transactions, retail groups and law enforcement officials have been calling on legislators to address the problem. They said it's been difficult to catch the bad guys who sell stolen goods online because their identities were shielded. But who doesn't love a good game of whack-a-mole, you know? Only this time the moles are criminal masterminds, and if you lose, they take all your shit. Wait, I don't think I want to play this game. So, the Inform Act is here to save the day, or so it seems. But like everything else in life, it's not perfect. When the bill was first introduced, it faced criticisms for being overly broad and burdensome, especially to small businesses, like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. But the nut you're busting this time belonged to the local mom and pop. Wait. Using those exact words in this sentence makes me feel a little nauseous. But despite its flaws, the Inform Act is a step in the right direction. It's an attempt to bring some transparency to online transactions and to deter criminals from selling goods. And in a world where you can buy anything from a toaster to a yak online, it's not such a bad thing. And now in that moment when... think I just shit myself for that guy. Alice, can we move on?
A tragic road rage incident in Texas that resulted in the death of a woman named Paola Nunez Linares. According to the police, Linares, 37, was in the passenger seat of a minivan driven by her husband, Zane Jones, near Hurst, between Fort Worth and Dallas. Jones reportedly gestured rudely at a car that was driving aggressively. In response, the driver of that car fired several shots into the couple's minivan, striking Linares in the back of the head. She was later pronounced dead at a hospital. The police are still searching for the shooter, who was driving a small, dark-colored older model car.
Yes, you heard that right. A woman lost her life to a road rage incident. And I know what you're thinking. Digi, are you going to talk about gun control? No, definitely not. Well, maybe not. Okay, so I might. So Paula's husband, Zane Jones, flipped off a car that was driving aggressively, and the response? Not a honk, not a middle finger in return, but several shots fired into their minivan. Now let's just pretend you're in the Wild West for a second, but instead of horses and tumbleweeds, we got minivans and middle fingers. Oh, and guns. So, according to the Everytown for Gun Safety Organization, road rage injuries and deaths involving guns have increased every year since 2018, and about doubled from 2018 to 2022. You know, it's like we're trying to set the high score on the world's worst fucking video game. So what's the solution here? Well, we could start off with better driver education. I mean, we teach teenagers how to parallel park. We just don't teach them how to manage their anger when they get cut off. You know, it's sort of like teaching somebody how to load a gun, but not really teaching them how to use it when it's appropriate. Oh, and let's not forget about stricter gun control laws. I know, touchy subject, but when people are getting shot for giving the middle finger, maybe we should start reconsidering just how easy it is to carry a gun in your car. And lastly, we need to change the culture around road rage. We need to stop seeing cars as an extension of our egos and start seeing them as what they are, a means of getting from point A to point B without dying or killing someone else. Because the only things that should be getting shot in our roads is a car commercial. And even then, only if it's not one of those ones with the annoying talking animals. So last but not least, let's talk about all this craziness going on in Hollywood.
The Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, representing 160,000 television and movie actors, has approved a strike for the first time in 43 years. This action brings the $134 billion American movie and television industry to a halt due to disputes over pay and concerns about a tech-dominated future. The actors will join screenwriters, who began their strike in May, on picket lines across the country.
So the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild of America have decided to strike for the first time since 1960. That's right, last time this happened, JFK was president, the Beatles were still playing weddings, and oh yes, Ronald Reagan was leading the charge. Now they're demanding better pay and expressing fears about a tech-dominated future. And who can blame them? The average Hollywood writer makes around $69,000 a year. Nice. While the average cost for housing in LA is around $900,000 a year. That's like trying to buy a Ferrari on Toyota money. Meanwhile, the average movie studio CEOs are raking in millions. It's like they're playing Monopoly while everyone else is stuck in a never-ending game of go fuck yourself. I mean, go fish. And if that wasn't enough, they're talking about using AI to replace background actors. Yep, they want to scan actors, pay them for 1 day's work, and then use their digital likeness forever without any additional compensation. I'm pretty sure they're just taking pages out of Black Mirror's playbook now. I mean, who needs a dystopian future when we've got Hollywood? So what's next? Are we going to start replacing YouTubers and TV hosts with AI?
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't be mad. Anyways, I know I'm not as handsome as Ryan Gosling, but I'd like to think I bring a certain charm to the table. And let's be honest, an AI could never pull all this off. Yeah, I know it's a lie. But in all seriousness, the strike is a big deal. It's a fight for fair wages, respect, and the right to not be replaced by a computer. Sorry, Alice. It's about time Hollywood started treating its writers like the stars they are, instead of like the extras in their own lives. Because let's face it, without them, Hollywood would be about as exciting as a trip to the dentist, and nobody wants that. So here's to the writers and the actors of Hollywood. May your picket signs be mighty, your voices be heard, and your residuals be plentiful. And to the studios, a word of advice, maybe try treating people like people, not like replaceable bits of code, because last time I checked, an AI can't win an Oscar. Yet. And that's where we're going to end today's weekly roundup. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next week, I'll see you guys next time.